All right, I just wanted to make this video to just give some advice and some inspiration to maybe my younger self. Money truly isn't everything. And I've already learned that in my entrepreneurship journey. And it's something that I just wanted to just share with everybody, and maybe to the younger version of myself that's out there just constantly stressed about, making more money or trying to chase the next dollar. I literally used to live in a camper, and it was the middle of winter, and I, would freeze my ass off essentially every morning, showering, and it was a nightmare. Just like literally living in a camper. And now I live in beautiful Miami, Florida, and I get to do a lot of really cool things, and I make more money than I ever thought I could, and on the way to making even more. And I just thought it was really important to let you guys know that once you get to the point where you're starting to make money, it's really interesting, because I actually used to be less caring about how much money I was spending on things when I didn't make any money. And then now that I do, it's kind of the opposite. And no matter what that number is that you think you're going to get to, you're genuinely just going to want more and more and more. And that's kind of the game, right? That's the level to the game. So I just wanted to give some advice to my younger self here. These are a couple things that I would do if I were younger and I wanted to start all over and just be able to jump start to where I am now. I'm 27. I'll be 28 this year. And I've been through a lot just in the last few years. And so this is just the raw, honest truth of everything that I know to make $10,000 plus per month, well on up into the $100,000 range. The first thing, that I wish I'd known to jumpstart myself forward is learning who you are. And so I think that there might be a lot of young people out there watching this that kind of, maybe you think you know who you are. And it's really interesting, because I used to be one of those kids that kind of thought, I was pretty smart and had kind of a chip on my shoulder. And, it's really interesting, but you get out in the real world, and it slaps you in the face really quickly, and you quickly learn who you really are. Okay. And you start to begin that process once you go through your first hardships. But in order to jumpstart that and just save you a bunch of heartache and hurt and pain, I just want you to learn who you are. Now, here's how you do that. Okay. Each one of us is born, everybody's born with a deeply ingrained, trauma. Not born with trauma, but you're born with a personality that's prone to certain types of trauma, right? And then obviously our parents do the best they can, but a lot of times our parents weren't perfect either. And maybe they even had generational trauma or whatever it is, it's a very real thing. And so you need to identify the things that bother you, and you need to realize that those things bother you because it's a goal or an obstacle for you to overcome in your life. And so once you overcome those things, you'll start to really just see the world a lot more clearly. But first, obviously, you have to get over those. So the way to do that is to look for anything that bothers you. Anything that bothers you or triggers you. Anytime you want to point a finger at someone else, you have to realize that it's internal inside of you. And this is something I wish I'd known sooner, because once you fix that and once you realize what that is, you can actually start to heal from it, and those things no longer bother you. For example, one thing that I used to do was overextend myself to people. And then obviously once I'd overextended myself, I would expect them to do the same, or expect mass appreciation for something that I'd done. And it's just not realistic, right? You shouldn't do something for somebody unless you're genuinely, wanting to do it for them. Now, for you, if your thing is that you get angry about a certain thing or you get sad about a certain thing, dive deep into why that is. Okay. That's point number one. The second point is to learn a skill. So life and entrepreneurship in general is genuinely just about learning skills and piling on new skills and piling on new things that you've learned in order to further you along in your journey of making money, right? So guys, it's not that hard for those of you out there that might be wanting to make more money, or you're just not sure where to go with things. Honestly, look for a problem and solve it. Okay. Look for a problem that exists in something that you know well, right? For me, it was video editing, and I was a freelance videographer and photographer for a long time. And so I met a business partner, and we wound up starting a content agency, and it was like perfectly in line with kind of what I'd already known. I got a lot of views on social media with certain things. And so, it was just very, very clear for me what I should do. And so there was a gap, obviously, in the market at the time. This was 3 years ago. It was short form media. And so we would help people take their long form clips and cut them into short form. And we started an agency, a high ticket agency, where we sell anywhere from $3,000 to $8,000 a month. We've even just recently got our most highest paying client ever is $10,200 a month doing that. And so I don't want to give you false hope by saying that. I just want you to see that it can feel very overwhelming when you're like not sure how to start a business or not sure how to do something. But guys, just pick a problem. Go find a problem right now. I'm going to simplify it for you. Just find a problem that's relative to your niche and solve it. Make somebody else more money. Solve some sort of a problem. And I promise you, you're never going to have to work a day again in your life. Okay. Now, next, honestly, is aside from, not really knowing that once you get to where you think you're going to be happy, it doesn't make you happy. The last thing that I want to share with you guys is lack. So feeling lack. Okay. This is a huge one. So really pay attention on this. I would even take notes on this if you're listening. When you feel lack, okay, there's an underlying desire. That means that whenever you see something that you want, right, you might even look at your own life and say, I don't have those things now. And that's actually what causes the loop of you never actually attaining those things, is because you're putting yourself on a vibrational frequency mentally and acting as if, even if you're not into the woo-woo vibrational frequency stuff, you are literally in your head programming and subconsciously programming yourself to be a certain person. And so you're just going to act that way, right? So you need to break those limiting beliefs that you might have about how much money you might be able to make or anything along those lines. And you just got to realize that feeling lack is the lowest form of vibration that you can feel. And you want to feel abundance, right? So that starts with just being really thankful and finding things to be grateful for in your life. And just honestly be grateful now. And then you're allowed to ask for more. It's true. I mean, you genuinely can ask for more. We deserve, it's just a God-given right being born on this earth to receive things and to be able to attain money or whatever it is that you want. But you're probably blocking it with your mindset, okay? And so question yourself as to whether or not you're feeling lack. If you're chasing money and you just want it so bad, you're feeling a lot of lack because you don't have it now. So what you need to do is actually just relax, because it's not that hard to get. Money will come to you if you just relax and you have confidence and you have faith and you truly believe that it's coming your way. So guys, those are the biggest things that I would say to my younger self that is maybe like 20, 21, to jumpstart your way forward to becoming an entrepreneur. And if you guys enjoyed this content, please leave a sub. I love making content like this. This is just straight off the rip, straight out of my head, as raw as possible for you guys. That's something I always promise to just keep it 100 here on this channel. If that's something that interests you guys, definitely subscribe, hit like, and we'll catch you in the next one.